It was a big question that always came up when we were talking about doing the tour, was whether we could do it without Robbie.
From day one, we all wanted Rob to turn up, to be honest with you.
The problem is that when he was in the band, we were a band. It wasn't about an individual member at all.
I think when we spoke to him, he was kind of at the minds that you're doing it anyway, you know. Why do you need me to come along? You know, you're doing the show yourself.
He really didn't want to rain on our parade, as he put it. He felt it respectful enough to say, you know, you guys, all those people have come to see you. You know, they're not going to want to see me, which is not true. They would want to have seen him too.
With the last tour we did, because it was so sudden, Rob leaving, it felt like we almost ignored that he was ever there. And I think what we really wanted to do with this tour was to acknowledge Rob, and I think we did that. I think it was when we were looking through the videos that we saw how he opened Cut It With Magic in the old days, and we thought it'd be great if he could come and do something like that again.
I never expected him to come on stage, and wonder whether it's right on this tour for him to have come on stage. I don't know if it would have been. When you're in a band, it's not about any individual, it's about Take That.
Everybody's a lot more supportive of each other, on stage and off stage.
Oh God, it's so much more comfortable, the place we are now.
When you become 30 and you go on from there, I think you become aware that there are other people in this world that you're living next to, and they have thoughts and feelings, and they go home at night after work and have a life.
Come a long way.
You know, I've had 2 kids, and Gary's got married and he's got 2 kids.
So I think in life in general, I am nicer to people.
We've had good times.
We're all gentlemen, we're all nice people, and we give each other our space, and we get on really, really well.
That's just the way it has to be, you know, rather than hiding things.
I think on stage as well, there's just been a lot more of a support group with each other.
I'm so glad that I didn't bottle out and I took the right decision. I think I say it every night on stage.
I was shitting a brick.
I'm disappointed at the end of the show. I love the beginning.
I'm going to say to the audience, I was scared, I had apprehensions. I'm so glad I faced my fears, because I am enjoying it.
You just got to get on with it. You know, there's times where you do feel pressured that there is a lot of people, and sometimes when you think it's going to give you energy, it has a reverse effect. It drains your energy.
I love it when we've got a whole 2 hours ahead of us, and it's, you know, that first couple of lines of song, there's always just a little flutter there, but once they're done, I just have a ball for the next 2 hours.
When you see each other on stage, if, you know, look over and you glance out and you just give them a nod, and I think it's always that feeling of, can you believe this is actually happening? It's felt very surreal the whole tour.
Because you're astounded by the amount of people, and even though your adrenaline kicks in, you find sometimes some of the shows where I've seen the crowd and, you know, stood back and thought, Christ, look at all these people. It's actually taken my breath away.
We had it for 7, 8 years, this touring life. And you get blasé in the sort of 7th and 8th show, you're starting to repeat all the lines you're saying. You do, it just becomes a gig that you're doing. But this time I've enjoyed every single show. Every show's had something special for me. I've really, it's been the best tour I've ever done, this. I've really enjoyed it.
After maybe the first couple of shows, we all kind of said, what happened to those last 10 years? It's, you know, everybody's fitted into place and is doing their thing, and it's like, you know, where did they go? It's like we never went away now. It's like we just had a little break and came back.
To see all them people, you kind of think, God, they're all here for us, and it's, you know, I'm 25% of this band, you know, and probably 50 of them people are for me. You know?
And every night I'm enjoying it more and more, to the point where I don't want it to end, which is a bit sad, really.
I'm really quite sad it's come to an end.
Thank you all so much, Manchester. God bless you. Hopefully see you again soon.
Back to Panto.